keep thinking, I'm going to come on here and we'll talk about consciousness.
Greetings, folks. I'm watching Beyond the Imaginary Curve whilst enjoying a chat on Red's Rhetoric's pre-show period. I thought I'd share it with you guys. It's fun. So you're going to hear Del while seeing the chat. Okay, because I didn't want to know, I was enjoying what Del was saying. Didn't want it to be distracted, but here, it's just enjoy.
Get into some of the depths of it and highlight some of the absurdities and the nonsense that man tries to attach to the infinite and the eternal and talk about stuff like that, But no. We're talking about, glowing balls in the dark and shaving balls. And how did I get here? I forget. It's always my problem. I don't know when to come back to where I was in the first place. Say something about me being comfortable at the gutter level. I'm so at one with gutter talk. Not one with the universe yet. I'm at one with foul-mouthed tirades. I keep telling myself I'll master the universe at some point, but first of all I need to figure out what the universe actually is. And then maybe I can become at one with it. I've tried, I heard all the gurus, just go within. Go within, the answers are within. Within where? Is it in my ear hole? Is it in some other nook or cranny that I don't know about? Is it hiding? I've been inside and I can't find the universe. Still don't know what it is. Please help. Putting out a call to all world gurus who are at one with consciousness and the universe. Can you come and explain it to us, please? Thank you.
Torture from Wikipedia, the free.
Hello?
Hi. I just wanted to say, because you were talking about attachments to truths and stuff, and one of those guys that was trolling you just before, he's actually a YouTuber with 80k subs, and his ex-girlfriend was a flat earther.
Alright, well, his 80k subs have just witnessed him taking an absolute fucking spanking.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're just complete idiots, but yeah.
That's right. Who's this I'm speaking to?
Oh, I came on the other day, maybe 3 episodes ago.
And what was your input?
Oh yeah, I was just one of the guys talking about blood over intent, but...
Oh, that's it, I remember that picture now, aye. That's right. Slash your wrists. Slash your wrists. Get somebody else to slash their wrists. Smear it on. Make a wish. And it comes true.
No, I mean, you can prove that blood magic has been done to you at birth. They put your blood or your soul print on bonding paper and they made a copy of it and they keep that in the Vatican. That's fact. You can see that.
Okay. And how does that translate to the objective?
I just wanted to point out, this guy who calls himself GPS, or girl, I'm assuming, okay, seems to think that triangulation, as the military use, as is used for GPS, is based on angles. It's not. Okay. But I suppose that he thinks that because trigonometry bases things on angles, well, then, therefore, triangulation must mean only angles. It's no, silly, no. It involves 3 things. Figure out what those 3 things are. Figure out how they determine the distance to those 3 things. Anyway, back to that.
What is that? What is it? Is it some sort of...
Okay, do you accept that there is some sort of magic here? Like, the technology is magic.
What do you mean? Define. What do you mean?
Like, the technology you were talking about before, this, like, technology we live in, you've got to accept there's, like, magic to it.
Of course. Well, it's magic to our ignorance because we don't understand it.
Do you accept also that there are certain things on other frequencies we might not see?
Of course.
So, if you were, like, defending your village against, like, a bunch of bandits, and you bled everywhere defending them, that has, like, a deep spiritual meaning that you might not be able to see, but, yeah. Anyway, I wasn't trying to get into that. I was just thought it was.
Doesn't it means to me that hold on. Professor Jones, fuck off! You had your chance. Shut it. So I say that again. You know, when somebody was defending their village and they get slaughtered.
No, not slaughtered, but like, yeah. If you defend your house and you're bleeding after defending your family, like that has a deeper meaning than you might want to look into, that you haven't yet potentially looked into.
Well, this is the thing with people like yourself, you know, it's all this, it's like you're saying something without actually saying anything. So it's like, is it, you say it as if you know something, but when you're asked to be specific about what it is you think you know, you've not got anything. So when you try, so if a friend of mine gets murdered in the street, leaving his fucking partner and his young children, that's some magic. That's some magic that relates to what? I mean, I don't understand what you're talking about.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the past, when blood is spilled, it's only done for like really important things. I mean, people wouldn't even go across the ocean with a captain of a ship.
Oh, they seem to have gone shy.
Blood on the contract.
Now that they know I'm streaming the chat.
That was done throughout history.
But that's you just believing in things.
For instance, he's just saying, wait. He just said that triangulation isn't based on angles. No, Dim. Why don't you replay what I said? I said, because trigonometry is based on angles, and that's to find the distance and the size. It's based on angles. That's trigonometry. The triangulation of objects in the 3D world is not based on angles at all, in any way. It's just called triangulation because 3 base stations or more are used, minimum of 3. That's why they just borrowed the word triangulation. Trilateration is the same thing, you complete dim. Anyway, back to Dell.
But what was the relevance here? Because these people maybe had superstitious beliefs in utter crap. So if somebody spilt their blood, says they were going to get them across the ocean and then the boat sank, what happens?
I'm not trying to, like, people, you can do something, it doesn't mean
I'm trying to reason with you. I'm trying to understand.
Okay, I'll explain it this
I'm
way.
getting frustrated and I'm kind of trolling you a wee bit because you're not offering me anything.
I can offer you stuff, but it's honestly mostly like reverse speech, like the really deep truths are like in reverse speech, and some of the things that you actually say in reverse, not you, but like when you've done Blood Over Intent, there are certain things you say.
That says, I don't know what you're talking about, but I say it backwards.
Have you never looked into reverse speech? Like, you'd be amazed how, like, a lot of the phrases...
I've looked into it, but it offered me nothing.
Yeah, well, it does, because when you find out that, like, for example, my own personal reverse speech that I found out, it might seem random, but you know nukes are fake, obviously. You know nukes are fake, right?
So, Mr. GPS, Flat Earth Data, as you've no doubt seen, is urging me to ask you how it is that they use plain trigonometry, not spherical trigonometry. Oopsies! Why would they use plain trigonometry, which is 2D based? Why would they do that? Maybe it's because it's on a flat Earth, and they only have to deal with one angle would be azimuth, and another might be elevation. That's 2. Do you understand? 2 dimensions of the 3 available? Anyway, back to Dell.
Just going to make a point, mate, because I'm starting to
you know that nukes are fake, right?
Just going to make a point. Stop asking me questions. I'm asking you questions on your blood or stuff. So I asked you the last time, if you got like a reference, if you get something like trying a small scale, something that I could see the results of, or is it just all Tinterweb stories about a lot of shite?
No, it's just you can reverse a lot of these things.
Let's get back to the blood stuff. If I cut my finger right now and I put it on a piece of paper saying, what should I say? What should I put on the paper?
Oh, you just put down, I intend to bring forth heaven.
No, because that's a bit conceited. I don't know what that means. So let me get something more specific that's to do with myself. Is there something I could put there that I could achieve for myself without, massive things of heaven on earth and all that rubbish? Because I don't know what heaven even is either. So, what do you mean by heaven?
Well, I mean, it's very specific. I mean, everyone's going to have a
Why can you never just give a bloody answer? What do you mean by heaven?
Well, the opposite
Hey,
of what we're in now.
I don't seem to be able to post my
Everyone
comments.
can have knowledge and actually,
Don't know if I've been
Everybody's-
banned.
everybody's-
I timed out. Oh,
listen,
right, sorry.
Listen,
All good
my
now.
mind is free right now. So is everybody else's mind. It's just that they've got it tied up in needless crap.
I mean, you don't even realise that you put fetuses in your food and you eat fetuses.
Listen, it's like you've listened to Tinterweb stuffs.
No,
Listen to me. And you just jump from one thing to the other. So
Oh, okay. I have to post that. GPS. What are your sources? They claim it's spherical trigonometry. Apologies for typos. That'll do.
let's stick specifically to the blood over intent thing. Have you got some sort of practical reference that me, as an individual, can try myself to see the results of it? Something small, never mind heavens and all that.
Oh wait, I'll carry on playing Del. I can do both.
Just like, can I make the electricity last more than 3 days before I make 20 quid on it again? Something like that.
How much money do you need before you're happy?
I don't want money. I'm just trying to get listen, give me something that I could try myself. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Give me something that I could try myself with this blood over intent thing where I could get a result.
Not how it works.
Oh, there you go, son. Fuck off. It's not how it works. I'm fucking asking you how it works and you keep going heaven on earth like that. I said before, it's the same as these cunts. I mean, win the universe. Talking about heaven and universes and stuff that they don't even fucking know anything about.
Trilateral hangout cost me a
Talking to your
surfer.
granny for eternity.
Bong.
Hovering about on a cloud, playing a harp, talking to your granny, clapping your duck that you had as a child, forever. I mean, what are we talking about heaven here? Define it. Okay, it's always a problem. People have got all these concepts and ideas. When you needle into the definitions of what they're actually talking about, it's empty. It's just like fluffy stuff that sounds. You gotta remember that way back in 2000 or something when I first came across Tinterwebs. I had all this new age fluffy shite, and I went, oh, that sounds good. Because at a point of insecure and fear, it was like, oh, that feels good. I like something like that. Then I realised it's fucking bollocks. So much time I spent writing.
The poor silly dim dim doesn't understand it, obviously. Well, let me explain. Doppler effect is based on distance and motion. So, how is Earth's motion factored into the trilateration? Apologies for the typos. Those of you who've read the Book of the Sun will now see why. But no, I joke. It's not really real.
Don't play.
You stuff spinning bits of paper
Oops.
Is
because I watched The
based
Secret.
on
Emma's the same. She done my tits, son. She had wee fucking post-it notes every fucking where. Fuck her hand. She's usually disappointed. No, I mean, we wanted it to happen. Truly. You know, wholeheartedly wanted it to happen. The new sigils are not enough. Nah. Slasher lists. Splatter it all over the floor. Does that mean everybody that's tried to commit suicide and failed would want to live a heavenly life or something? I don't know. How does this stuff really work? I'm open-minded. I'm not poo-pooing anything. But when people make claims to me,
okay, so
and I can't even get a rational
thanks for pointing out by your comments that you're listening to what I'm saying. I don't need to type it then. Thank you. Now, I will mute Del so that you can hear me more clearly. You haven't really stopped to think in your relativistic worldview of the difference between sound coming towards you from a source that is moving towards you at the same pace as you're moving away from the point at which the sound or the light was emitted, okay? Versus the other way round. Take a fixed distance, call that distance x. You're moving away from the object and you're moving towards the object. Two different scenarios. How does Doppler effect fit into that? Because that's what's going on in your globe. So, go ahead. How is that factored in or corrected for? Go ahead, GPS. So you're slowly going to find out, with this iteration, they're almost behaving like the Earth is not moving and the only motion going on is between the base towers and the object. That's the only motion. It's the object in respect to the base towers. Huh, that's interesting. So go ahead, GPS. Now, thank you for pointing out that you can hear me. Taking offense at me insulting you. I hadn't insulted you. I hadn't even called you a dim-dim. Not in chat. I said it, like, out loud. So, thanks. Thank you. Now you can just answer in typing. You know, just type your answer. How is the Doppler effect corrected for? You know, if somebody's to your west, directly to your west, you're moving away from the point of source for the sound or the light that's being emitted from your friend's location to you, even though his distance to you might remain fixed. Okay? That implies Doppler effect. So, how is it factored out? How is it corrected for?
So if you're somebody out there that's cutting themselves and writing on a bit of paper, and I've just taken a big shite on it, I'm sorry. What's happening with this tea? This is fucking ridiculous. Measures have to be taken. I shall be back in fucking 2 ticks. Maybe I should try that. Slash my finger, right on a beat. Emma, I need tea now. Well, there's a bit of movement. It might have worked. Definitely see movement happening on there. What about the fringe area? Keep it on. We'll wait and see. Wait and see. Sorry mate, Panda guy. You might be right.
Okay, I'm going to read your messages because, well, okay, so you're not offended, but you think it's a bit childish on your part. So that's fair enough. You can think that. It's perfectly entitled. Now you're right. telling you ignore this, search for trilateration versus triangulation, how GPS receivers work, or check the GPS standards docs. Good. What's this telling you ignore this? That doesn't... a bit of a nonsensical sentence, you know, but it could be typos, clumsy fingers. I have that too. So, if GPS signals come from towers, why are they Doppler shifted? Because the object that's doing the bouncing is moving. Towers would have zero Doppler shifted. The towers are communicating with the object that's being tracked. They don't have to communicate with the other towers to see where that other tower is, you dim. Do you understand? This Doppler shifted towers, like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why would towers have to check where the other towers are? Like, really, dude, do you think that they're doing a corkscrew through space and they're tracking where they are through space? Good Lord. Anyway, the answer to the question are in the GPS standards. Why don't you read them? By the way, why did you say the Doppler effect was impacted by distance? Okay. The Doppler effect is something that tells you is the distance increasing or decreasing, henceforth impacted by distance. Do you understand? That's literally what the Doppler effect is founded upon. How distance might be changing. Oh, rhetoric, hello! So apparently Antonio doesn't know what relativism is, considering he thinks it's synonymous with subjectivism. This should be entertaining. Oh, go ahead and show how, Reds, I know you're listening, go ahead and show how relativism is not synonymous with subjectivism. Choose examples. Go ahead. GPS. You should be able to show a source that GPS uses 2D math. No, you should be able to show a source that it uses 3D math. You said it did so. Why don't you bring it up on your screen and show us all? No. You're the one that's saying that it's using spherical trigonometry. Rhetoric. If me arguing with Antonio isn't welcome, please let me know and I will stop. If that's a sly way of begging, Reds, please tell me to stop. Okay, the detected Doppler shift is location receiver dependent. It isn't consistent, so you can't encode it in the signal. Oh. You're not understanding. You're not understanding. The detected Doppler shift is location receiver dependent. Yes. So, where is the location receiver? It's on a mountain. How are objects that are being tracked moving in respect to that mountain? Well, they're to the south and they're moving predominantly east to west and west to east. There, do you understand that? That's fine, that's simple. It's not, and that station, the receiver on the mountain, needs to be kept track of by the other receivers to see whether or not that mountain is moving away from the other receivers or closer to the other receivers. Do you understand? Now, no, the Doppler effect is about the change in frequency, not distance. No, look, there is no change in frequency without changing distance, unless somebody is actually messing with you and physically changing the frequency. Okay? Do you understand? The Doppler effect is a natural effect. It happens in nature. It really happens in the real world without anyone messing with frequencies going higher and lower. Okay? Do you understand? It's motion. And this idea that it is not dependent on distance. It's like, you don't understand Doppler effect properly. You have maybe an academic understanding without the real world experience of it. Maybe you just never really noticed how an ambulance changes pitch or a police car changes pitch. Maybe you just never noticed that. You think that the Doppler effect It's about the change in frequency, not distance. It's like, no, Dim Dim, the change in frequency is caused by the change in distance. I have given you the name 3 times already. I don't have a wrench, so I can't post the link, and you know this. I'm not asking for the link, dude. Just name the people, just write the names of the people or the team who claims that it's 3D trig. Now, no, it is a sign of respect. This is his channel after all. Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind, okay? If you take 3 high-resolution GPS receivers, place them 50 meters apart, I will say, they will detect slightly different Doppler shifts. They have 0 ability to transmit. Okay. What is it that they're detecting? They are not transmitting anything. Great. What is it that they're detecting? Wonderful. I asked for the name of the people, the individuals, or the teams, not a paper. Just find what people, or are you finding it difficult to pin down who wrote the manual that you're now asking people to go and read? GPS. Usually, in the world of academia and the world of the serious world of science, people making the claims, they've got the grants to make those claims. They make sure their names are there. Dr. John Smith and these people. And they write an academic paper and the names are right there. Are you quoting from something that has no name attached to it? If so, you seem to have the document. Open the document, find the name of the people who are claiming it's 3D spherical trigonometry. Just go ahead. Flatser makes a good point. Why don't aeroplanes constantly upload their position and black box data to satellites? It would be a lot easier for them to upload to satellites. That's right. Rather than, we better go and find the black box to see what happened. Like, well, could just be communicating continuously with a satellite saying, engine 2 has gone out, whatever. Okay, GPS continues. The first few times you asked for a source, which I provided. No, I did not ask for a source. I asked for a citation. Who? You have now changed it to the people so as to avoid actually pulling up the document because you're wrong. No, silly Dim Dim. Look, you have to understand that the frequency of sound and light are based on the distance to the object emitting the sound or light. That's what causes the frequency to shift. You have not acknowledged that that is, in fact, the case. You've messed up a little bit and you're trying to move to, well, I've given you a citation. Like, no. First you have to acknowledge that you were mistaken saying that it's frequency only and has nothing to do with distance. Like, no, look, the frequency change is caused by the distance contracting or expanding. That's what causes the frequency change. That's a Doppler effect. So acknowledge that, yeah, that is the case. Yes, it is. It is distance, but it is change in distance that causes a change in frequency. Oh, citation. The act of citing a passage from a book or from another person in his own words. Also, the passage or words quoted, quotation. Very good, GPS. Quote from that the name of the person who wrote that. That's all I'm asking. The person, the people, the team, the department, whoever. There you go. Go ahead. Now, I know that you're listening live, so go ahead and explain that whether you do or do not understand that the shift in frequency is caused by the shift in distance. And once you've answered that, get back to me with what it is that they're detecting. You said 3 receivers. I'll read your comment. If you take 3 high-resolution GPS receivers, place them 50 meters apart, they will detect slightly different Doppler shifts. Yes, from what? What is it that they're detecting? They have 0 ability to transmit. Wonderful. So they're not detecting each other. Great. What is it that they're detecting? Just go ahead. Look, GPS, I'm not jumping through hoops for you. Okay? Now, just go ahead, be a man, and say, first, if you're a woman, I object to that because I'm a woman. So just go ahead and write that, okay? But if you're not, if you're a man, if you have a penis, natural penis and testicles, you're a real man, just write whether or not you understand that the frequency change is caused by the change in distance. That first, just that. Danny Diesel, excellent video by the way, yesterday. I laughed my head off. Very interesting fatter data. GPS, pay attention, pay attention. I've asked you to explain whether or not you understand that the change of frequency is caused by motion, by distance, increase or decrease of distance. That's from point at which sound or light was emitted and later received elsewhere. Okay, is that point moving towards or moving away from? And then there's the second point. Is the second point the receiver moving towards or moving away from? GPS, come on. Do you understand that the shift in frequency is caused by motion? And that's distance, which you said it was not. It's not distance, it's frequency. Yeah, what do you think causes the shift in frequency? What do you think causes that? So go ahead. Don't carry on with your dance because I will pin you down. So explain, do you understand that the frequency is caused by a change in distance? Yes or no? Oh, GPS, source please, showing the Doppler effect is dependent upon distance. No. I'm not going to give you a physics lesson on the Doppler effect. If you don't understand the Doppler effect to such a profound level, I'm not going to start. I have no idea how it is that you think you understand trilateration, given that you don't understand the Doppler effect. This is physics 101. So let's shift. Please explain what's going on with the equinox on your globe. Hammond Walker, greetings. This is a very easy one. Just piggybacking on Red's thing. I'm going to piggyback on it later. Unless I do my own hangout, I do have something pretty cool, pretty special planned. But it might not happen. So if it does happen, then I will sod Red's thing. But if it fails to happen, then I will just piggyback Red's hangout and correct people on the spot. He would like to have a hangout where he just all of these things. We can make extra triangles and all of that silliness. And then at the end of it, invite me to have me then go, right, well, you said point A, that's wrong. No, and never let me get past point A. So I'm not going to do that. I'm instead going to do it live as he's saying the points. He'll say, whatever, pause. No, that's wrong because X, Y, and Z. Next. That's what I will do. And then when he's finished, then I might join him. In fact, no, I'll ask him to join me. Seeing as though our last hangout where he had Astronomy Live disappeared immediately. Like immediately. It was the one where I was saying to them, what the heck are you doing? Using two triangles. Using two different triangles. Two different triangles. And then developing a third triangle, not based on either of the none of the angles from the first two. Just like, what the heck are you doing? Anyway, let's go back to GPS. But you haven't been this triggered since that flat earth woman kicked your butt to the curb. Oh no, you didn't. Look, that flat earth woman is transgender. It did not kick me to the curb. I kicked it to the curb. Now, can you explain the equinox? Because I think that the person who might be a little bit triggered, if you had to try such a desperate little attempt then to distract, might be you. So go ahead. Now we understand you really don't get the fundamental basics, like the fundamental principles of the Doppler effect. You don't understand. Okay, we got that. We understand that now. So let's move on. Can you explain what's happening with your globe and the equinox? Go ahead. Going to make some tea. Well, enjoy it. We'll be back here when you come back. Sandy123. This is what's happening. There's a Red's Rhetoric. I'll show you. Red's Rhetoric is doing a hangout called the ISS by Antonio Subirats Glitch, in which he's going to try to justify it going the wrong way by saying, well, obviously, we astronomers, we use like an inverted, flipped azimuth. That's what we do. And the reason it didn't change its orientation in respect to the camera is, well, we were rotating the camera, and the reason it didn't change its orientation on the juxtaposed axis is that, well, there wasn't enough time for it to be discernible. It's like, but wait, never mind time. It's gone halfway across the sky from start. Halfway across. That's plenty of motion in which to show some change of, well, attitude to the observer. So, Angel Fire 451, the globe and the equinox. Yes, these guys just, oh, they suffer. Especially when you go to, when they say, no, you're just wrong. And you go, really? Look at time and date. Even time and date are saying it now, after it was highlighted by yours truly. Okay? After yours truly highlighted it, now they explain, oh, the equinox. No, there's weeks and weeks between equinoxes. True story. Some of you might not know, some of you will. I caught time and date red-handed. I caught them red-handed changing their data while I was making a video about a specific day and a specific time, and comparing their data with the data from SunCalc. I had the two apps open. I showed time and date. I showed SunCalc. I showed time and date. I showed SunCalc. I showed, well, this shouldn't be happening. And then I go back to time and date, and they've shifted it. They've changed it to match SunCalc. But I was videoing this. So I show time and date's old data, SunCalc's consistent data, and then after the change, time and date's changed data. So time and date do pay attention, of course. NASA pays attention to what we do. So time and date, they're like, dude, we didn't update, we've got the wrong data, we worked it out wrong, we used the wrong matrix, we were using degrees to decimal places, they were using arc minutes, all of those things. So they respond. Now, Time and Data explains, oh no, there's weeks and weeks between equinoxes on the Earth. Oh, GPS, is he back? No, he isn't. Tell us, are you saying bye to GPS? Or you're just waving at him? Rod James, enjoy. See you later. Cernout writes, I think the equinox is the best thing to sway the doubters. From experience, just describing this data without mentioning the shape has had people going, whoa, that's right. Because the equinox really is supposed to happen in the same 24-hour period. Within a 24-hour period, all of the Earth has had its sunrise. Some is going to have sunset late, but all of them have had sunrise. All sunrises should be at 90 degrees east, but it isn't. That's within one 24-hour period. All places have had a sunrise. That sunrise should be at 90 degrees, but it really isn't. And the subsequent sunset at 270, but it really isn't. Massive. Like, when we say weeks, we're actually talking months, close to around 2 months. That's a big deal. That's telling you some areas have the globe at right angles. The axis is not pointing towards or away from the sun. Some places have this situation where the axis is not closer to or more distance from the sun, while other places have it closer to or more distant from the sun. It's a huge deal for the globe, a massive deal. Oops, right. I quit watching That Idiot a long time ago. He probably the one. He might be. I don't know. The Book of the Sun. We're being watched by NSA. Not kidding. And I've been hacked once again for $300 dollars. Angel Fire. Yes, I know, but they have to. So now this is the thing that has me that I think would paint me in not very popular colours. Okay, the NSA, they have to monitor. They have to be aware of what's going on everywhere. So are they aware of what's going on in this realm? Of course they are. They have to. But them hacking you, if it was them that hacked you, that's not good. Now, if it's somebody else hacking you, then you could say to the NSA, hey guys, you were monitoring me whilst I was hacked. Can you tell me who it was that hacked me? Or can you go and get the people that hacked me? NSA, seeing as though you were watching, and seeing as though you saw somebody come in through the back door, care to tell me who that was? Data protection, we can't tell you. Oh. My system started being monitored when I started looking into chemtrails in 2001. That's when my system started being monitored. 2001. That's right. September 2001. Memorable month for most people. That's when I was looking at the sky. That's when I first saw the lines. Like, huh? And I saw very peculiar patterns in the sky. And I don't just mean like crisscrossing. I mean 3 planes that were drawing like the back of a radiator or the back of an old-fashioned refrigerator with the Freon, and you had that looping grid. They go straight, turns, and draws a parallel line to the bottom and turns, and 3 planes doing that, where you could see the trail. There's one plane, and you look along its trail, and it turns and goes back. Whoop, 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 whoop. Then there was another plane that was doing a trail at right angles to that, like interesting, and farther away another plane doing one, 45 degrees to both. Like, that's interesting. The heck are those planes doing this close to an international airport? Oh, it's taken a GPS a long time to make his tea. Than it is when it started changing the sun's bulbs. The thing is, unfortunately, there'll be globings who say, oh, that flat earthers think they're changing the bulb to the sun. Like, oh, really? Don't think so. Oh, Nathan Thompson. Hello, Shill. Hello, Shill. You're welcome in this chat. We welcome all shills to this chat. This is a chat of consciously aware people, and well, they can see who's a shill and who isn't, and we're going to entertain you. That's fine. Oh, I think Reds might be having a. I don't know. I don't know when his thing is going to start, but there are people complaining that it's going to be too late. So chances are I will not be joining it. I'll just do a review tomorrow. That should be fun. Angel Fire, kick myself when I think back 7 years ago when I noticed that AES Somerset smoking 47 miles away. I thought, how can I see that far? But never thought we weren't on a globe. It is just, the programming is so successful. It's just so incredibly successful. We receive it when we're very, very young. So, you know, we just go about our lives. When we travel to distant places, we just visualize. We have to use the imagination. We visualize that we're turning round a thing and arrive at the place. So now at the Book of the Sun, check his link. Whose link? Let me see. Res Restrix. What link? Live in 5 hours? Nope, I don't think so. That's not happening. La Placenta. What about the equinox? Their nights should have equal length. Yeah. On the equinox, and the places are weeks apart. Yes. Yes. It was just very interesting. The first person to point that out to me was during one of the sun tracking sessions. It was a Brazilian flat earther. We did a sun tracking session on the equinox. He joined, showed his sun, and said to me, Antonio, we had the equinox days ago. Like, ooh, well, I have to look into this. All kinds of things happen in the world. And later, I looked like, wow. Unfortunately, I've forgotten the name of the guy. He was a cool dude too. GPS, we miss you. God, at the Book of the Sun. Go easy on Nathan. He's just trying to earn $1. Dude, I don't know who you are, but you crack me up. You're just trying to earn $1. That's what Christians are programmed to do. At Nathan Thompson. How am I a shill? Says Nathan Thompson. Nathan Thompson. What's the what does the flat Earth look like? Does it look like the AE? So Nathan Thompson, straightforward question. Does the flat Earth, does the Earth itself, does the real world, seen from above, a God's eye view, if you will, if he switched the light on and illuminated the whole of the plane, of the Earth pond plane, would it look like the AE maps? Nathan Thompson. And this is how you out a shill. Oh, I used to see, dude. I watched your thing. My God, right. So, people, in the chat, there's Ice to See. Okay. Go to her channel. You won't believe some of the stuff that she's done. Ice to See. Look. You need. Let me just give you a piece of advice. And you obviously can drop it. Stop being so freaking humble. Go everywhere and say, "Oi, bitches, look at what I've done. Look at what I've done. Look at what I've shown." So, she has a Foucault pendulum there, live, has 2 Foucault pendulums. One of them with a little electromagnetic field generator in the centre. And that's precessing more than it should. And the other one without this EM generator, not precessing at all. In fact, sometimes precessing a tiny bit one way and then precessing a tiny bit the other way, and generally balanced. So that's brilliant. Nice to see. I wish that you'd pasted links to it, and I wish that you'd told me. I wish you said, please come and look at the stuff that I've got on my channel. And anybody else who's got really good, well, who's got stuff on their channel that you're making yourself, just feel free to use this place as saying, as a place to say, come and look at my stuff. No, I did not. It's nice to see. I did not know you had another stream. Even though I'm subbed, no notification. So I'm going to read your comment. You didn't comment further on the pendulum. Did you look into it more? I did another stream last night because it temporarily showed precession. Has stopped since. Yeah. But like on the previous one, the one that I did watch, you mentioned that it had shifted slightly and then shifted. I counted its previous shift. So I think maybe this temporary precession was, if you'd left it longer or if it had been swinging longer, I think it would have balanced out, just like previously. But yes, so Nathan Thompson, you heard the question, okay? So it was a simple question. So Ice to See, this is why I called him a shill, okay? I asked a simple question, which was, what would the Earth look like as seen from above, from the North Pole, a God's eye view, if you will? Would it look like the AE maps? His answer is, where is it? A bit. It is flat and motionless, plain as the Bible says. That wasn't the question. The Quran says that too. Are you a Muslim because the Quran says that? In fact, the Quran also says that the mountains will shift. And they do shift. Mountains do shift over long periods of time. So Nathan Thompson, are you a Muslim because the Quran says that? But the question, just to remind you, is the Gleason's an accurate map of the Earth? Let me make it more simple. I am on your side, this is so sad. No, you're not. You're here because Ice to See is here. And Ice to See has value. And you want Ice to See to be in your camp. That's what you're doing. And people like me, we see this. We see that that's what you're doing. When Ace McLeod came into this chat, immediately after Globebusters came into this chat. You're monitoring. You're saying, I'm seeing what you're doing. Eyes to see. And by the way, eyes to see, that's no offense aimed at you. That is what he's doing, by the way. Antonio, it would look flat as the Bible says. Are you... What? Wait. It would look flat as the Bible says. Are you a Christian as I am? No, I am most definitely not a Christian. I'm Jewish. I'm not really, but I am most definitely not a Christian. Okay? I do not follow the teachings of any anonymous writers like you do, Nathan. The question was, does the flat earth look like the Gleasons? Yes or no? And how you're behaving, how you're answering, is saying you're a shill. Because it's a simple answer. The answer is no. But go ahead and see whether you'll write that. Because that's the truth. And Jesus being the truth would have you say the truth is no. It does not look like this. But you're partnered with other people that are also Christians that push the bullshit AE map. So you cannot say the truth. So are you a Christian, Nathan Thompson? The worst thing, the thing I dislike the most about some of the people on this world, and the reason that I'm not a Christian, is that when you have people calling themselves Christian and doing dirty things, they bring bad name to Christianity. Now, I am no shill. Nathan Thompson, is the Gleasons correct or no? And by the way, you've shown already, I'm going to carry on with this, okay? I'm going to carry on, holding your feet to the fire. I'm going to carry on asking the same question. The Book of the Sun, he writes, yes. So the Gleasons is an accurate depiction of the earth. Nathan Thompson, great. Looks like nothing's happening on that thing. So I will go over here and I will show that you're full of shit. And as a Christian, you can't be full of shit. You have to be honest and truthful. The AE map. Let's bit this one. That's an AE map. Wonderful. Is South America larger than North America, Nathan Thompson? This is a nice classic. Go ahead, Nathan Thompson. Is South America larger than North America? Make sure it's him. I would make sure it's him. No, it's not him. So it's not that Nathan Thompson. It's some cretin going around with a Nathan Thompson thing. Good move. Good move. Now, somebody get in contact with the real Nathan Thompson and tell him that that's happening here. That somebody's pretending to be him. Nathan Thompson, dude, not interested. So, had use on this channel. Bye bye. Mock shill. Oh, nice to see you, Rise. Rod James. WTF are you saying? If that was so, I would have deleted last night's stream that made it look like it was working appropriately. So Rod James, right, nice to see. Let me see. Nice to see. Only sees what she wishes to see, but could be wrong and have been in the past. Laugh out loud. Yes, I think you are wrong, Rod James. Nice to see. Don't take offence. There are people like that in the world. Nathan Thompson, by the way, is a shill. Anybody who is still pushing the map you see on the screen as a representation of the Earth is a shill. It has not escaped them that it's wrong. And if it's escaped, if they've been in the flat Earth for a while and somehow they've not noticed, and those around them haven't pointed it out, then those around them are shills, and by association, the person who's a patsy, but that's a shill too. A patsy is also a shill. They don't have to be working conscientiously to distort. Orphan Red, greetings. Nice to see a non-taken good. So yeah, guys, okay, seriously, go to Ice to See channel and subscribe, and later, or now, leave this hangout and go and watch some of her videos, some of her long hangouts. They're cool. They're very experiment and observation based, like real, like, okay, let's really have a look. Let's not go by what people say. Let's really have a look. So yes, that was very cool. And that's not Orphan Red either. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Got the channel. Flat Earth data. Message retracted. Yes, it's not Orphan Red. Doesn't matter. Greetings, Orphan Red. That goes to the real Orphan Red. Pin 100 cool pics. Greetings. I gravitate to this channel because I appreciate high intellect and can detect the lack thereof otherwise. Yeah, nice to see. Look, I know you're a Christian and you must have heard lots of the stuff I've said about religion. Sometimes I've sat there and said to myself, so many of these people who call themselves Christians, who go around telling other people that they're Christian, they behave in such an unchristian way that in comparison, I'm an absolutely devout Christian. Because I'm absolutely dedicated to the truth, including the truth that I mess up. If I mess up, then the truth is, I messed up. There you go. Like, there's no, and obviously you've shown the same thing. If you've shown precessions, like, oh, no problem. It's like, no, show it. Show it. So yeah, this is why I don't count myself a Christian, when so many Christians are absolutely despicable people. Like, no, thanks. You know, what am I? What's my spirituality? What are my internal beliefs? My business. Between me and my maker. And they're not beliefs anyway. Yeah, isn't it interesting? These people who are coming in on the fake channels, they're fleshing out this hangout where all I'm doing right now is showing the retarded Gleason's map. That's all I'm doing. It's 124 people. Some of them fake people. It's like, oh my god. Like, well, thanks for that. I'd love to have a real conversation and would be perfectly happy to do so live if you like. I would love to. Nice to see. I would love to do that on your channel or on this channel. I don't mind. I'm not possessive. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. So we can do rock, paper, scissors to see whose channel we do it on, or we could do it on both, or we could piggyback the things. I don't know. But yeah, I would love to. Angel Fire writes at the Book of the Sun, you may have messed up with the plain truth and Joshua. I may, but I bet I haven't, Angel Fire. Do you know why I say it? Okay, after the whole debacle with the imposter, I went to lots of places and gave my side, like, this is what happened, for goodness sake. But the imposter did not. What's happening now? You have the guy who was stolen from going wherever, going, dude, yeah, freaking, of course. But she isn't. There's rumours of what's going on, but it will all come out in the wash. Now, lucky for him, he wasn't accused of rape, you know. But if he spent time alone with her, we don't know what could have happened. I can't see your comments on my real channel, Antonio. It says this. Is it Orphan Red or is it the fake Orphan Red? I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to go and make a drink in a minute. Ah, it's a fake Orphan Red. Unless it's a Orphan Red made on the spot account. So, Orphan Red, if that's just another account so that you can see my comments, and it's really you, give me a clue. Just write the name of the person on the chapter that I'm reading. You'll know which chapter. Okay, well, tell you what, I'll give you a better clue because you're thinking, I don't know what chapter you're reading right now. Chapter 5. Just write the name, and then I'll know it's you. Okay, and then I can tell everybody. Okay, I think it's you, but I'm not sure. I don't care which channel, yours is fine. I can mirror later or stream this channel, etc. You can email me, mudfossils at prod. I will email you. First, I will take your email address. I'll send you an email after this. Now I'm planning. I'm planning a hangout for later, which I don't know. So this is what's happening. I've arranged to do a hangout with somebody who might or might not join me. If the person joins me, then it will be a hangout where the person has joined me. And if the person does not join me, then I will do a slightly different hangout because that person will not have joined me, but it's on the same subject. Because I don't know which it is, I can't say. And it depends on family and other circumstances whether or not that person joins me. If it wasn't for that, I would say, well, why don't you join me now if you can? But because this is hovering in the ether, I can't. I'm not actually free to do that. It would be not fair. We can do it tomorrow. What do you think? Ice to see. Would you like to join me tomorrow? And then, yeah, you can mirror it on yours. One second. Just bear with me, folks. Enjoy the map that has South America much larger than North America. Just one second. I'm doing something cunning and crafty and clever. It's not really, but okay. by the way, I tried doing a hangout with Sasha. The last time Sasha and I tried to do a hangout, we had communication problems. Okay, tonight is your movie night. In 3 hours, I would play vintage sci-fi movies every Saturday. What is it? Okay, so Ice to see. If you want to do it tomorrow, then that would be great. If not, another day, that would be great too. What are you watching tonight? Okay, so not tomorrow. I just read your next comment. GPS and his Doppler effect. Yes. What's the movie tonight? Grabenikov. Hey, Sasha. So that is a fake Orphan Red. That's not really a fake Orphan Red. It's a secondary channel that Sasha Orphan Red has made. And now I've just written "Hi Sasha," even though I just said it out loud. Bigfoot Squad. We don't really do that here. You know, going to people's chats and say subscribe to me. We don't just generally don't do it. In fact, that's the kind of thing that in some places would just get you banned. Oh, right, okay. Atomic Rulers of the World, Japanese, 1964. I have not seen that. I watched, just not so long ago, I took a trip to Oxford with my daughters. Just a little break. Oxford is a beautiful place. Anyway, they showed at night, we're home, it's raining, we've quit the day, you know, we're just chilling in the beautiful hotel, and they show Flash Gordon. Now, I have not seen Flash Gordon since I realised that the Earth was flat. Okay, now I'm watching Flash Gordon thinking, wait a second, how the heck did this film get made? Like, really, guys, everybody who's please type X if you've seen the film Flash Gordon, the more recent, the one from the 80s, I think it was, maybe 70s. Just type X if you've seen it, and then let me know if you've seen it recently, because when you watch it again, you're like, oh my god, this is a terrible, terrible movie. This is just bad in all, just in every way in which a movie could be bad. How did this get made? Anyway. Yeah, Orbs Realm, Party Pack, B900 Cool Pigs, said now it's flatter. Data Angel Fire, I Am God, Scattered View, Astro Aeronautics, Bigfoot Squad. Okay. Dysfunctional Navigator, Multi Tom Tom, brilliant movie. Nah, you're out. You're out. Yellow Kine. Just have a look again. It's just like imagine that you're watching it as a not as a spoof, okay, and not as a retro thing, but as a film that was made by people who were trying to make a good film. It's just like, God, this is very bad. This is very, very bad. How did this film get made? And then why did it receive all of the push that it got? Well, we know why, because it's a space movie, that's why. But it's just so terrible. It is terrible. And it's the bad ones are the best ones. Yeah, sometimes. It's got, what's its name? The guy who has... Brian Blessed, who's an awesome guy. Brian Blessed, the actor, that guy's had an interesting life. That guy's had a very interesting life. He played what is it? He's played a lot. He's the head of the Hawkman. He's in it. So it's like, well, they got him in. You know, they got the pretty girl to play Ming's daughter, and that's it. It's all like it's all on the back of Brian Blessed. When you watch it again, oh my god! Good. So I first saw it when I was maybe, I don't know, a very young teenager, maybe even preteen, and I wasn't really in a kind of frame of mind to, or you know, experienced enough to analyze it critically. Now you watch it, and you go, wow. Like, just wow, how did these guys get away with producing this and saying, there you go, that's what I produced, and keep a straight face? Oh. Anyway. Yes, I know. I know it's a cult film. I know it's a cult film. It's still an absolutely dreadful film. And if you take Ming's daughter out of it, because that's a stunning, beautiful woman, take her out, and it's not a cult film anymore. Just that. Just take her out. Have her role played by somebody else. And it's like, no, that's it. It's not a cult film anymore. It wouldn't have been. Oh, well, you know, that's like shifting universes to a different one. But yeah, just such a terrible film. It's like the original, the first Lord of the Rings, the cartoon, which was first filmed and then drawn over, which ends just totally abruptly. That's like the story hasn't ended, it's finished there. That film is just brilliant as a film. You look at Bakshi's other work, like the previous The Hobbit, it's like, oh, what a horrible thing. Just what anyway. I used to say, right, tonight's movie has a table with a sort of galactic council, and just that part makes the whole thing worth watching. But then there's Starman, the flying hero. Oh man, yeah. Me think that does protest too much. I think maybe you have a little thing for Starman. Actually, I think now you mention that, I think I watched a cult movie a channel that goes into movies, lots of different movies, and there was a kind of top 10 cult films or cult sci-fi films, and I think I know which film you're talking about now that you mentioned that. It's like yeah, I think I know which film. In which case, I definitely say that in jest. Okay, right, let me go back to... I don't know if... no, I'm not going to go back. I was going to go back to the Reds thing, but I think the guy's just enjoying his taste. Let him enjoy it. And tomorrow I will analyse the... Well, no, you see, we use a different Asimov. We use the Asimov in a different way, see? We just invert. Like, quit it, Loki. Quit it. So I have Loki, who, by the way, has been going around unplugging my internet whilst I'm live. So, yeah. I am so enjoying. Do you know what? It's really interesting. I'm really enjoying just hanging out with the chat. kind of forgetting that I'm streaming. Although, like, obviously I'm talking, but it's a very different experience for me. Oh, come on, quit it. Sometimes in the middle of the night I hear a clatter and a clang, and I think, well, that's something from my studio. Something's gone on the floor, and yeah, I have woken up and seen the last painting I was working on leaning very precariously. It was only the bottom bracket of the easel, because it was a broad, a wide frame that has stopped it falling right over. If it had fallen right over, it would have been completely ruined. But yeah, that's cats for you. I know what I will do. I think there, look there. I'm streaming from the other computer, which is better, and I'm chatting on the older one. And I was thinking that I will put on my map instead of this atrocity. How can I go about that? Oh yeah, I know how. Just give me a second. So first goes the black screen. Actually no, first can be me, just like so. While I go to Patreon, Orphan Red, maybe we can do it another live stream together in December. Hopefully, if we can sort the thing out. The communication thing, because last time that we tried, before we went live, when we tried, there was the crazy echo and just 1 second. But yeah, I would love to. Academy. I've just totally remembered something. Sorry, 1 second. Quit it. No, 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 no. Oh, apologies for this. I'm trying to get into my Patreon. And it's one of these where you sign in and it says, verify some other way. Like, what for? It's me. What? Aha. Okay. I suppose I shouldn't have been talking about being monitored by the NSA. Ugh. Because I keep being sent on a loop. Okay, you want to verify this? Well, go back to... We've sent you an email. Go and check your email. Go on, be a good boy. No, I'm closing this. Then you go and check the email. It's not there. Eventually you go in, time expired, do it again. Send out, could you drop IPS real name again? Alan Connor. That's the real name, like the birth name. Danny Diesel 157. I'm not understanding. Let me go back. Oh, just another full rise. Why do you think a parabola equation is used to describe observations? Do you acknowledge mountains do disappear from bottom up? Yes, they do disappear from bottom up. Why is that? Refraction. What does refraction do? It makes light not travel in straight lines. How would you create equations for that? You would use parabolas, parabolic equation, parabolas. What do we do for equations? What kind of equations do we use for observations? Parabolic equations. You're welcome. Yes, I'm feeling better. Thank you, Angel Fire. Basam Mosa 1. As we all now agree, the Earth is flat. Do you have any other cover-ups to smash open? The biggest one is the biggest one is the flat Earth. If there was a bigger one to that, it would be the reality of a supreme consciousness. That would be the bigger one. But I think you can't really get your head around that properly, unless you go through this transition, which we call death. So maybe if you do, and I've said this before, maybe if you do manage to kind of take the experience and encapsulate it so you can describe it to somebody else, maybe that's what causes spontaneous combustion. I don't know. Lots of people who have spontaneously combusted seem to be sitting down thinking. But big second to flat Earth. Well, you have there are so many different warrants, so you can look into whichever you want. But right now, the one that I think is the most important is, and this is a bit of a catch-all, it's the miseducation of humanity. That's second to the flat Earth. The miseducation of humanity. In that, you can take the miseducation about vaccines, about financial institutions, about educational systems, about psychology, about everything. It comes down to that, and that, if you break it down, comes down to propaganda. So it's the second one to the flat Earth is a discussion on propaganda, or the exposure of propaganda, which we know works by repetition. It doesn't have to be logical. The logic is not necessary to propaganda. In fact, it's antithetical to it. So, yeah, that's what I think the next one is. Propaganda, but specifically focused on miseducation. Because you can create propaganda for benevolent reasons, like you really can. But it doesn't seem to be being done that way. Right, I'm in my page, finally, my Patreon, so that I can show one of my maps. I don't know which one, but maybe the longitudes. No, this one, although it's not so good. Let's see. And I am really taking my astrology. Hey, so Angel Fire, isn't it cool how with the Book of the Sun you can put astrology in a not a damn it, I keep trying to. You can put astrology in a context that's so much more. Oh, I know what I will do. Sorry, 1 second. You can put astrology in a context that doesn't just seem to be intuitive and coherent, but integral to the system. So just bear with me. There you go. So now we'll share this. Just bear with me. Ta-da! There. Can have that instead of the Gleasons. I will be making a much better a much better rendered map. That was a little bit of a rush job, if I say so myself. Danny Diesel at the Book of the Sun, he mentions you in the he, she, who does? Danny Diesel. It's the timestamp. Oh, it's the timestamp. Can you? All right. Tell you what, Danny Diesel. I'm gonna give you a wrench, so you can paste a link, because I think I caught snippets of what you were saying, and so what you and Sasha were discussing. So there you go. You have a wrench. You can paste a link. I will remove your wrench later. Not without any offence, but just so people don't accuse favoritism and whatnot. Yes, Anthony, he definitely does make us Effie look retarded. But you know, so if any of you guys ever care to really go back and listen to what Matt Powerland was saying 3 years ago about agents in the flat earth, you see that what he was saying was spot on. Danny Diesel writes, Matt Sargent's new video, you're mentioned in it without using your name. Like, oh, interesting. Poor sad guy. Nice to see, but the refraction isn't consistent. I think this is to the comment regarding parabolic equations, but the refraction isn't consistent. There's dramatic shift in stretch condense effect within minutes. Absolutely there is, but with the calculations that are made on the globe. So look, we know this. Calculations are made on the globe. Is that true? Yes, absolutely. Are those calculations precise and exact? Yes, they are. Are those calculations correct? No, not really. How do we know this? Because the military miss. So the military, they have to make calculations, especially ranged weapons. They have to make calculations. But those calculations aren't based on just the theory. Those calculations are based on the theory, then the practice in the field, in the gunnery ranges, the huge tracts of land that they have where they can test out tanks and long-range weaponry. So they have the calculations, and then they have the real world. They have to see actually what does happen when you have these calculations that tell you to aim at this angle. Where does the projectile land given the atmospheric conditions? Like, oh, it looks like we have to correct for these, and they do. This is why so many of the military personnel who have been interviewed by, the Mark Sargent, but who have gone on Hangouts and have made videos of their own, they're saying, we know it's freaking flat. We shoot long distances. We shoot distances you shouldn't be able to see, number one. So if we can see them, the calculations are parabolic that are telling us we're seeing some kind of mirage and must aim in this way. But the practice tells us, no, we're not seeing a mirage. We have to aim this other way in order to not miss. So that's what happens. And yes, refraction. The guy made a hangout about this Poster X. Thanks for the link, Danny Diesel. I'm not going to play it now, by the way. Right, whoa, hold on a second. 1 second. Hello. Hey. I am. Okay. Apologies for that. Whilst I was pulling that up from the Patreon, this map, which now I'm like, a signature sideways, because I put it oriented this way so it takes up more of the frame. It looks like I've missed some really interesting stuff in the chat, so I'm going to catch up, and then I'm going to catch up, and then I will wrap up. So, but going back to the video I made recently regarding this guy called Polster X and Miles Davis Globelinks, who say, oh look, we know that we shouldn't be able to see these things in Toronto, and we can, but we're going to pretend like that's perfectly fine, because we're going to project this line that we're going to say that's what level would be on the globe if that level was at right angles to the radius. You know, a line projecting from the centre of the Earth. Well, that's where it would be, see? So it's all fine. And it's like, no, it's not really all fine. Oops, 1 second. Right there. So I've looked into it a bit further, and yeah, they're buggered. But now I'm going back into the chat because it looks like I've missed some interesting things. I've got it queued, by the way, Danny Diesel. Yes, you can unlock someone if they were... Danny Diesel writes, this is a dumb question. Can you unblock someone if they were accidentally removed? Yes, you can. And I can tell you this too. Sometimes when you're doing a hangout, you see a comment or you see a person, you think, oh, I'm getting rid of that person, and you hit to block someone, you have to hit the 3 little dots that appear on the side of the name, the 4 little dots. Sorry, three little dots. You hit that, but sometimes what happens, inadvertently, just as you're hitting it, the screen scrolls up, you shift your glance elsewhere, and you continue blocking, but now you're blocking the comment directly underneath it, just because the chat scrolled up that one thing. So yeah, why? Who's blocked that needs unblocking? And we'll go on and block them. Is Mexico that small? Yes. Let me see. Let me go to this. Is Mexico that small? Yes, it is. And I did say it's a bad rendering. You can see smudging and whatnot. But yeah, Mexico is that small. Come on. And they do exaggerate things on the globe for, you know, depending on what agenda they want to cover. So when they talk about Africa, when they talk about Australia and its importance in geopolitical situations, they'll have a huge Australia. They'll say, oh, it's approximately a third the size of Africa. It's like, no, it isn't. It's not approximately a third the size of Africa. It's approximately a third the size of North America. That's North America, not the United States. North America. So yeah, they do. Of course, they like to exaggerate, and it's propaganda. It's just simple propaganda. Love Wisdom Harmony. Miss says Math can make a good interview. Say he's live. Going from him, that's laughable. Quit it. Love with Wisdom Harmony writes that Matt Sargent says Math can't make a good interview to save his life. Well, he's probably not heard the earlier, longer interviews that he gave. It's like, wow. So, for those of you who don't know, Eric Dubay gave some long interviews. They're very good. Math Powerland, before that, gave some long interviews, and they were very good too. But you never hear about those, because Math Powerland, above anybody else, Eric Dubay has saved himself from this because he's in Thailand. But Math Powerland, if you want to see somebody that's been gaslighted continuously for years and years and years, look at Math Powerland. Because that guy's been gaslighted for a long time. Imagine, guys, hearing the majority of notable flat earthers tell other people in their hangouts, in their streams, in their interviews, oh yes, we asked this person to come, but he refused. And you're that person. And you're like, the heck? I wasn't asked and I didn't refuse. I didn't have opportunity to refuse because I wasn't asked. Well, that's my Powerland for the last 5 years. So, yeah. Okay, listen, guys, I'm going to bail. I've got a situation going on with my power supply. Quit it, Loki. I have something's going on with my power supply on my computer, so I don't want it to be cut. I don't want it to drop my stream, so I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna check the chat later. Thanks, everybody. I just thought this was going to be a simple little thing with the silliness going on with the Restric panic station. So yeah, right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. I'm quitting. I'm exiting now. Adeu.